shortly and make that cash money after 40s that start with McTelvin Agim of Arkansas. 4.99 to start us off.
Yeah, that's a great number for him, and put it into context here.
There he goes. 4.97.
That's good.
Here's Auburn's Derek Brown.
I think they missed the time. They missed the time. That's not right. He was moving better than that.
Well, we'll see what's what. There's Charlie.
That sounds about right.
That's his system. Left arm supporting right elbow, right hand trained, right eye closed, wide open and on Josiah Coatney. Peter.
Offensive lineman in any shape or form, and after yesterday with Tristan Wirfs, when he ran and when the other big guys ran, we'll see that with these players, but we'll also see the versatility of a lot of guys as we go.
Plays with a lot of energy.
Started all 51 games he played in Auburn.
It's moving pretty good.
5:04.
I use the tunnels.
Oh man, it's more like CRISPR, I guess. Carlos Davis of Nebraska.
Bunch of Nebraska D linemen there. That is a very good time for Carlos Davis.
That's cool. And now the other Davis, if you will, from Nebraska, Khalil. They are twins, and they're 40 times almost matching.
Guys got track experience.
Jordan Elliott, Mizzou, your tackle for loss leader of Missouri.
This is a big man, Rich.
Like he bowling balled himself down. 5.16.
This one
for Neville Gallimore. .485 at 300 some odd pounds.
I visited with him.
11 Buckeyes here in Indianapolis. Tied for second most behind LSU with Michigan, I might add. Santiago.
He's throwing out guys from his knees.
Oh man. 5.36. You gotta
talk to the folks at LSU. They speak very highly of Lawrence.
5.08. Now the 10-yard split here. Obviously, it's
Holmes was
right. He's moving.
He got out.
Oh my. 1.73 and then 4.83.
He was.
The Wolfpack, NC Stater. 5.05. Now from Michigan State, Raekwon Williams. Robert Windsor.
He is a bull in a china shop when you watch him. That's a
4.93.
outstanding time.
With him a wins or not? Thank you very much. You know what? We're just getting started. Yeah.
He pulled up a little bit.
Well, here's a leg of his. Black lock.
Oh, he got out. Yes, he did.
0.6.
Athletic as he is.
Okay, so we corrected the first run, as you pointed out, 5.11, and that's about it.
It's a big man.
Same time as we had Becton. Crazy. 50 pounds more. I still can't believe.
Remember when we used to have a bunch of slug defensive tackles, and those days are over. These guys can all move.
The SEC's Defensive Player of the Week 3 times. Marlon Davidson was the SEC Defensive Player of the Week 4 times. Great player, also a first-round pick on that Auburn defensive line.
Okay. Carlos, who's 5 minutes older than Khalil, is 3/100ths of a second slower.
Ow,
and
jeez.
We can make that. We can make that a wider gap. And Khalil's mom giving birth to 2 twins that eventually became 300 pounds.
Athletes. And Gallimore flew the first time. Let's see what he does here.
Even better. This is some
He loved watching him play, and as soon as he took his official visit to Norman, he knew that definitely was the place for him. Had to talk with Joe Washington. Remember little Joe Washington?
How quick can you get from 0 to 10 yards? That's why you see a mob of people out there timing the 10. Quarterback would take precedent there. Got to protect him.
Most expert on the injury is expected to perform the procedure. It's a 6 to 8 week recovery.
And the Spartan group.
This guy plays with a lot of effort.
And he runs that way too.
Very good defense in a hurry.
I'm also mandated to say they did have a quarterback they paid up.
Pretty good 10. A little bit slower than you want. I'll give you the numbers here, Rich. If you look at the top 11 edge rushers, oh. Going to want to run a little bit better than that on the next go. He stood straight up. He's going to drive out.
Good finish.
Pretty good run right there.
So the 167 right around that 165-10 split that you were talking about. Those are the guys that are expected to play interior.
Yeah, those numbers for the interior linemen are ridiculous.
That's what happens when you got long limbs, right?
Speaking of long limbs, the arm length on Greenard here.
Here's Ladarius Hamilton of North Texas.
Ultra productive as a player for them.
Two-time first team All Conference USA. That's a nice split.
That's a great run.
Nice 40-4-7 flat. Ian.
Yeah, Rich, obviously we're focusing now on the college prospect, but also be curious about some of the teams that were interested in trading for him last year. Maybe the Eagles, as far as his market, but I know Clowney's going to have a huge one. And then you look at, Rich, the different players that...
Sacks, that's a good way to go out.
Here we go.
Again, don't worry about the 5-0.
Epinesa looked at very highly, and also a very diverse athlete when he was in high school.
You know, I think it almost feels like the beginning of a rebuild there. And we've talked about them going up.
Nice
That's
split,
a really good time. I wouldn't rule it back.
Talent evaluators looking at people like Alton Robinson.
That's a really
great time.
Really good 10 split, showing the get off and the
Happen. 40-yard dash. Dear Shepard of Ole Miss here.
really good start, really good.
Heisman Trophy international champion. He's going to work out at LSU's Pro Day.
He's moving.
It's James Smith Williams.
He is moving.
Is a 4'6", 240, which is, as you can see, the clubhouse leader for the defensive line.
265 pounds, and keep in mind, when he got to NC State, he weighed 196 pounds. He added all that weight over his college career, but he still looks like he...
Seeing doctors getting tested over and over again. Jason Strobridge of Carolina.
That's the interesting thing, too. You can ace everything we see, and these guys just aren't as comfortable getting down here for the start. That was a clean start.
There you go. 5 flat. Well, let's hope it is not.
Last year, continue to build around it. If you talk about Dallas, Tank Lawrence is still there, but a lot of free agents in the house. Who knows how the rest of that defensive line goes? And of course, Atlanta screaming need off the edge to complement Grady Jarrett. They're
going to go out.
Yeah.
If the medical on Tua is as clear as we have heard, as here's Ron. Of course, especially if it might change who goes first or second also. Chauncey Rivers. Williams, who's in the clubhouse right now, is fastest defensive lineman.
I feel like I give a shout out to NC State's strength program every year at the Combine. They do a wonderful job.
Beats the #1 and #2 overall selection in the draft. Malcolm Roach, who had a terrific 40, 4.84 his first time. Big man, the get off. Get to the quarterback, one would assume, within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, unless it's Patrick. So that's a Syracuse orange, and now Ole Miss. Reb.
Here's the challenge. As we watch him rip off a 4.61. So here you've got the athletic ability. You see it on display, and you've got to somehow figure out how in the world. He only played taking off and getting that field. Maybe you put him in a spot, put him in a gap, and let him just go.
And putting him in of UNC now. Here's Tuska. Kenny Willikis. Michigan State. Definitely a much better time.
That's is top shelf.
I appreciate that.
The production.
You can stop your evaluation there. Jabari Zuniga is the last 40 of a defensive lineman at the 2020 Scouting Combine, and nice Costanza.